Hey all, we are in our InDesign textbook, InDesign CC Creative Cloud Revealed by Chris Botello, and we're working in week 5 and chapter 5, and this will be the last demo that I do for you. This is a series of demos about the gradient tool. So to start this out, we were to open document 5-2. And then we're going to do a file and we're going to save as making the gradient. Underscore your last name and first initial. And then we're going to go to the swatches panel options button, which is here, and then the options button. And we're going to click on new gradient swatch. And in the swatch name box, we're going to type blue, gold, red, linear. And then we are going to click the left color stop on the gradient ramp. We're going to click swatches so that our dialog box resembles figure 50. And then we are going to look for the color blue. The left color stop on the gradient ramp changes to blue, which it does. Now we're going to click on the right color stop on the gradient ramp. We're going to click the stop color list arrow. We're going to click swatches and then we're going to look for red, which is right here. Click directly below the gradient ramp to add a new color stop. Click anywhere to add a new color stop. You can adjust the location using the location text box. And we're going to type 50 in the location text box and hit tab. And the new color stop is located at the exact middle on the gradient ramp. And we're going to click the color stop list arrow. We're going to click swatches and we are going to look for the color gold so that the new gradient swatch dialog box resembles figure 51 in your textbook or mine on the screen. And then we're going to click OK. The new gradient swatch is added to the swatches panel, which you can see that it is here. Now we're going to click the swatches panel options button and again go to new gradient swatch. And you'll see that it appears again with the same settings as our last gradient that we created. In the swatch name text box, we're going to click, we're going to type cyan radial. We're going to click the type list arrow and we're going to click radial. We're going to click the center color stop and then we're going to drag it straight down to remove that from the gradient ramp. We're going to click the left color stop on the gradient ramp. We're going to click the stop color list arrow and then we're going to click CMYK. We're going to drag each slider to 0% so that our dialog box resembles figure 52 or mine on the screen. Now we're going to click the right color stop on the gradient ramp. We're going to click the stop color list arrow. CMYK is what we're going to choose next. And then we're going to drag the cyan slider to 100%. And then we're going to drag the magenta, yellow, and black sliders to 0%. so that our dialog box resembles figure 53 in the textbook or mine on the screen. And then we're going to click OK. And you'll see that too is then added. Now we're going to apply these gradient swatches and use the gradient swatch tool. So we're going to get the selection tool out of our toolbox. You're going to click the border of the top rectangular frame, which is right here. We're going to verify that the fill button is activated on the tools panel, which it is. You click to bring that to the foreground. And then we're going to click the blue, gold, red linear on the swatches panel. And you'll see that first you want to make sure that you're in the normal view and that you are viewing the frame edges. So if you click here, you can see that we are in the normal view. Then we're going to click the gradient swatch tool on the toolbar. Then using figure 54 as a sample or as a guide, we're going to place the mouse pointer anywhere on the top edge of the rectangular frame. Click and drag down and release the mouse button at the edge of the frame. So we're going to click here at the top and we're going to drag down to right about here. And your frame should resemble figure 55. Mine doesn't quite because I didn't drag it quite correctly. Let's see right there. Yeah, still not quite, but that's close. Hold down your shift if you wanted an exact straight line. Geez. And there we go. And then we are going to drag the gradient swatch tool from the bottom middle handle of the frame to the top right handle. This is the gradient swatch tool again, and we're going to drag it from the bottom middle handle of the frame to the top right handle, which is right here. We're going to drag the gradient swatch tool from the left edge of the document window to the right edge of the document window. And then we're going to drag the gradient swatch tool a short distance from left to right in the center of the frame, as you'll see me do here in just a moment. Now we're going to get the selection tool. We're going to click the edge of the circular frame, and then we're going to click the cyan radial on the swatches panel. We're going to click the gradient swatch tool, or G is the quick key for it. And then we're going to press and hold down Shift, and we're going to drag the gradient swatch tool from the center point of the circle up to the bottom edge of the center rectangle. So your document resembles figure 57 or mine on the screen. And this one up here is just a little bit off. Anyway, all right, just a little bit off to the right hand side, but that's fine. That was the one where we were going to get the selection tool just to show you again. We selected this rectangle, and then we drug the gradient tool a short distance from left to right in the center of the frame. And I must have started it a little bit more to the right, or to the left I mean, but here's the gradient tool. That's more like it. All right. Now on page 5-36, we're using the gradient swatch tool to extend a gradient across multiple objects, and then we'll also be modifying a gradient. So we're going to go to Window on the menu items, menu bar. We're going to point to Color, and then we're going to click Gradient to open the gradient panel. We're going to deselect all. Then we're going to select the selection tool, And we're going to select the 3 rectangular frames above the circle. So I'm just going to click and drag an imaginary rectangle across those 3, and that will select those 3 frames. We're going to click the blue, gold, red linear on the swatches panel. And as shown in figure 58, the gradient fills each frame individually. Now with these 3 objects still selected, we're going to get the gradient swatch tool out of the toolbox. We're going to drag it from the left edge of the leftmost frame, which would be right here, to the right edge of the rightmost frame, which would be right here. And as shown in figure 59 and mine on the screen as well, the gradient gradates across all 3 selected objects. Now we're going to get the selection tool. We're going to click the rectangular frame at the top of the document window. We're going to remove the center gold stop from the gradient ramp on the gradient panel. As shown in figure 60 or mine on the screen, the gold color is removed only from the gradient fill in the selected frame. The original gradient on the swatches panel is not affected, and you can see that here. In the swatches panel, you can choose to view only swatches, only gradients, or only color groups by clicking the Swatch Views button on the swatches panel right down here at the bottom. We're going to do a Command or Control S to save our work. And that's it for Chapter 5. Thank you. And if you have any questions or if you have any additional requests for additional demos, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that.